My mom said she was happier without me, even though I was hospitalized for an allergic reaction. Now she's cut me off until I'm ready. I'm 16, and everything has changed in my life. For years, I've lived mostly with my dad since my parents divorced 3 years ago, but I've still been spending a weekend with my mom every month. It's been manageable until a year and a half ago, when my mom's life started shifting dramatically. She moved in with my cousin after the divorce, and I would visit them often, which wasn't bad. But then everything flipped in a big way. One weekend, my mom took me aside, introduced me to this woman, and told me they were dating. It was a lot to take in, but I didn't have much time to process it before she told me they were moving to Victoria. Just like that, my mom left. I didn't get it at first. It felt like she was just suddenly gone from my life. The ferry ride, the long drive seeing her became this big effort. I can only go see her once a month now, every time. I'm reminded of how distant we've become. I started to feel like I didn't belong with her anymore, especially after everything changed so quickly. Her fiancé, their life together, her moving away, it all made me feel unwanted. Yet, I still visited, telling myself that maybe she still wanted me there, but it didn't feel the same anymore. She would call me for a few minutes each day, good morning, good night, but that was about it. It wasn't the mom I used to know. She would spend her time with my cousin and her fiancé, and I felt like an outsider. One weekend in Victoria, I was studying while my mom FaceTimed my cousin, talking about her wedding, about how much better her life was now. She said that she was finally happy and couldn't wait to move on from her old life. The old life that I was still a part of. The life she now seemed eager to leave behind. It felt like she was saying her life was better without me. It was too much. I snapped. I yelled at her, telling her that I hated the way she came out to me and how it ruined everything between us. I told her it was as if she didn't want me around anymore. The argument didn't go well. She got defensive, telling me I was blowing things out of proportion and that I just didn't understand. She left the room after that. I could hear her crying, and it broke me, but I didn't know how to fix it. The next morning, her fiancé took me to the ferry early. I didn't want to talk to my mom anymore after that, so it was just texts, a few exchanged messages, but nothing real. At home, I tried to explain to my dad what happened. He didn't understand either. He flipped out, saying I shouldn't have said those things to my mom. His girlfriend agreed, calling me an asshole. It made me feel even worse. My mom had sent me a message saying that if I was upset, I shouldn't see her until I was ready. But that felt like a cut-off. She was cutting me off until I could be ready. I thought about it nonstop. It gnawed at me. I felt like I ruined everything with her. My thoughts were jumbled, and my sleep was disrupted by the guilt and the confusion. I even had a physical reaction to it. I started to feel sick about it, like there was a weight in my stomach that wouldn't go away. Was I really part of her old life? Was I wrong to feel that way? I ended up in the hospital for a week after a tetanus shot gone wrong. It was supposed to be routine, but I had a rare allergic reaction, and it left me in bed, surrounded by everyone but my mom. My cousin came every day. My dad's girlfriend stayed with me, and even my boyfriend's family came by. But my mom didn't. She was off with her fiancé at a cabin, and all she sent me was a text saying she knew I'd be fine. She didn't even come visit. When I got out of the hospital, she sent me a selfie with her fiancé, showing off the cabin. That hurt. I fixated on that photo, wondering why I wasn't part of her life anymore. I smashed my phone out of frustration, and that led to an emergency meeting with my counselor. She said I was likely depressed and might need treatment. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to believe it, but it was true. I agreed to see a psychiatrist. My dad made the appointment. He even asked my mom to come, but she couldn't. She sent a text saying I was the most important thing in the world to her, but I didn't feel that anymore. I was scared, confused. I didn't want medication. I just wanted my mom back, the way she used to be, the mom who was there, the mom who cared. I called my uncle to talk, scared of what my dad might have said to him. He was understanding and took me in. He wasn't mad at me. We played basketball, and for a moment, I felt like myself again. But that didn't last long. I tried to apologize to my mom, to reach out and explain my feelings, but she only got angry that I had told my uncle what was going on. She said I wasn't allowed to share details about her life without her permission. She hung up after that, leaving me more lost than before. Days passed, and it seemed like nothing was going to get better. She kept texting me, but it was the same empty good morning and good night. I couldn't respond to her anymore. Everything felt wrong. I wasn't part of her world, and she didn't want me in it. She was happy without me. That's when my counselor suggested I try to define my life without her. It was supposed to be a way to help me move on, to help me heal, but I didn't want to. How could I move on from my mom? From the person I thought was supposed to be there for me? It was like everyone else was telling me to do one thing, but my heart wanted something completely different. I didn't want to keep feeling like this. I didn't want to keep hurting myself by thinking about the past. But every time I thought about it, it was like the lump in my stomach got bigger. I wanted to fix things with her, but I didn't know how. It's been a few days since I talked to my mom, and things just aren't any better. I feel more and more confused with each passing day. She's still texting me, sending those good morning and good night messages, but it doesn't feel like it used to. It doesn't feel like she's really there. I've tried responding, but it just doesn't feel right anymore. There's something missing in those texts, something I can't put my finger on. It's like she's only checking off a box instead of really caring. I've been trying to focus on other things, but it's hard. I'm constantly thinking about her, about how everything has changed, about how we used to be. I try to talk to my dad and his girlfriend, but they just don't understand. They want me to stop thinking about her, but I can't. It's like I'm stuck in this loop, where all I want is for things to go back to the way they were. I miss my mom. I miss the way things were before everything went wrong. It's not just about the texts. It's about the way she's been acting lately, the way she's been shutting me out. I don't know if it's because of her fiancé or because of everything that happened between us, but something's changed. I don't know how to fix it. I don't even know if I should try anymore. My counselor says it's okay to want things to be the way they were, but she also says I need to let go. She says I need to define my life without my mom in it, at least for now. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to imagine a life where my mom isn't a part of it. But at the same time, I know I need to start accepting it. I need to start accepting that things may never go back to the way they were. But that's the hardest part. I don't know how to let go. A part of me feels like I'm just being selfish, like I should be happy for her. She's happy, right? She has her fiancé. She's building this new life in Victoria, and she's moved on from the old one. Maybe that's what she needs. But I don't know if I'm ready to accept that. I don't know if I can just step aside and let her live her life without me. It feels like I'm being pushed out, like I'm not a part of her world anymore. And it hurts. The more I think about it, the more I start to question everything. Is it my fault that things are like this? Did I say the wrong things? Did I push her away when I didn't mean to? I wish I could go back and take it all back, but I can't. I can't undo the things I've said, the things I've done. And every time I try to apologize, it feels like she just pulls further away. I'm trying to keep myself together. I'm trying to focus on my schoolwork, on my friends, on anything that will distract me from this feeling that's eating away at me. But it's hard. My foot's still hurting, and I'm stuck in this wheelchair, which makes everything feel even worse. I can't go anywhere. I can't do the things I want to do. And I feel like I'm just stuck here, unable to move forward. It's like my life is on hold, and it's all because of the mess with my mom. I've been spending more time with my boyfriend, trying to get some peace of mind. It's nice to be with him, but it doesn't fix anything. It doesn't take away the hurt. He's been supportive, but I can't help feeling like I'm burdening him with all my problems. He doesn't deserve that. No one does. I keep thinking about the weekend I spent in Victoria. My mom, my cousin, and her fiancé all seemed so happy. They were planning their wedding, talking about their future together, and I just felt so out of place. It wasn't even just that I felt like an outsider. It was that my mom seemed to be pushing me away, like I didn't matter as much anymore. She didn't even hug me when I saw her, just gave me an awkward kiss on the cheek and told me she was glad I came. But she didn't act like she wanted me there. She just passed me off to my aunt so she could focus on her wedding. 2 days before the wedding, we had this big dinner where my mom and her fiancé were introducing their families to each other. I was in a wheelchair because my foot was swollen, and I was having trouble getting around. My mom didn't even introduce me to anyone. When someone asked who I was, she just shrugged it off and said, "Don't worry about her." I don't know why. but that hurt. It made me feel like I didn't matter to her anymore. The wedding itself was a blur. My mom was happy, and I could tell she was enjoying it, but I wasn't. I was sitting at a table with kids I didn't know while my mom and her fiancé were at the family table. I get that I was in a wheelchair, but it still hurt. It made me feel like I wasn't really part of her life anymore. She didn't take any pictures with me, didn't even acknowledge me except for a quick hi at the reception. When the wedding was over, my mom came up to me and apologized for everything that had happened between us. She said she hoped we could move past it, but if we couldn't, she was still happy I came. I didn't know what to say. I wanted to tell her how much I missed her, how much I needed her, but I didn't. I just hugged her and left. Since then, it's been nothing but texts. Good morning, good night, but it doesn't feel the same. I don't feel like she's really there anymore. I don't feel like I matter. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should just accept that things are different now, or if I should keep trying to fix things with her. Part of me wants to let go, but another part of me just wants to keep holding on. I don't want to lose my mom, but it feels like I already have. I don't know where to go from here. I keep asking myself, am I the one who messed things up? I keep thinking about the past, about everything that's changed between me and my mom. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why can't I just let go like everyone keeps telling me to? Why do I feel like my world is falling apart every time I think about her? It's like no matter how hard I try to focus on other things, she's always in the back of my mind, constantly pulling at me, making me feel like I'm still part of her old life that she's ready to move on from. It's been hard, especially since the wedding. She seemed so happy. She had all these people around her, so many things to look forward to. But every time I looked at her, I couldn't stop thinking about how disconnected we've become. It's not just the wedding itself, it's everything that's happened since she left, since she moved away to Victoria. I thought it would be different this time when I went to see her after the wedding. My dad said I didn't have to go, but I didn't want to miss seeing her again. So I went with my cousin to Victoria, and when I got there, things felt strange. My mom and her fiancé weren't even home. They'd moved into their new house, but it didn't feel like our home anymore. There was no warmth in the air, no feeling of being welcomed. Just this huge house with pictures of her everywhere. Pictures that were supposed to mean something, but they didn't. She showed me the room she had set up for me. And at first, I thought it was nice. It had a huge bed, a big personal washroom, a walk-in closet, and a fancy standing desk. But then she said, "When your foot is better, we'll decorate it together." She promised me it would always be my room, but I didn't know what to say. She was planning a life without me in it most of the time. That hurt. It made me feel like I didn't belong there, like I was just a guest in her new life. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. We went to a restaurant for dinner, and I tried to relax, but it didn't work. My mom wasn't acting like the mom I remembered. She wasn't the one who used to make me pancakes when I was sick or stay up late watching TV with me. She was with her fiancé, focusing on their life, not on me. It was clear she had her own world now, and I wasn't a part of it the way I used to be. The next day, we went downtown, and my mom took me shopping. We went to the Royal BC Museum, but after a while, my foot started to hurt too much. She insisted I use my crutches instead of the wheelchair, saying it would be good for me. But I just felt exhausted and frustrated. By the time we got to the spa, I was done. I was so tired, and the last thing I wanted was to be there. But we took a lot of pictures, and I'm pretty sure my mom posted them on Instagram, though I couldn't see them. It felt like she was trying to prove something, that she still cared. But I didn't need her to prove it. I just needed her to be there. The thing is, she's been texting me again. Good morning, good night, it's the same routine. But it doesn't feel the same. It feels empty. She hasn't called me. She hasn't made the effort to really talk to me about anything real. It's all surface level. I don't know what to do with that. I want to respond, but when I do, I'm just going through the motions. It's like I'm doing it because I have to, not because it feels right. We got into another fight after I reminded her that I might go to UBC instead of JUVic for university. I don't even know what I was thinking. I wanted to explain how I felt, but it ended in another argument. She told me JUVic was the best place for software engineering, and that if I didn't go, she would be disappointed. She said I was exaggerating how bad everything has been since she came out, but it wasn't just that. It wasn't just her coming out. It was everything. It was how she shut me out of her life. I told her I couldn't be a part of it, and she got frustrated with me. She said that if I didn't grow up, I wouldn't find anyone who'd want to be with me. That hurt. It wasn't even about the university anymore. It was about her making me feel like I wasn't enough. I know I said things that I didn't mean. I know I've hurt her, but it feels like every time I try to talk to her, she pushes me further away. I feel like I can't win with her. If I try to explain how I feel, she tells me I'm blowing things out of proportion. If I don't say anything, she texts me like everything is fine, but it's not. It hasn't been fine for a long time. I'm not sure where we stand anymore. She keeps saying she wants me to be happy, that my happiness is important to her, but I don't feel it. I don't feel like she's really listening to me. It's like she's moved on and I'm just supposed to accept it. I don't know how to move forward when everything feels like it's stuck in the past. I've tried to focus on other things. I've spent time with my boyfriend, tried to do things that make me feel good, but it's not the same. Nothing feels the same anymore. I miss her. I miss the mom I used to have. I don't know if I'll ever get her back. Maybe I'm supposed to let go. Maybe it's time. But I can't seem to do it. I keep holding on, hoping that things will get better, that she'll come back to me. And then, every time I think I'm ready to let go, she sends me another message. Another good morning or good night. I don't know what to make of it. It's confusing. It's like she wants me to stay, but not fully. She wants me in her life, but not really. She's still here, but she's not. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending it's okay. I just want to talk to her, really talk to her. But every time I try, I feel like I'm just walking on eggshells, waiting for her to push me away again. Everything feels like it's at a standstill, and I'm stuck in this limbo, unsure of where to go or what to do. It's like I can't figure out if I should hold on or just let go. The back and forth is exhausting. Some days, I feel like I'm getting better, that I can move on from this. And then other days, it feels like I'm drowning in it again. And I don't know what's worse, the pain of missing her or the frustration of not knowing how to fix things. The day after the big fight, I decided to talk to my counselor again. I just needed to get things off my chest, to try and make sense of it all. She's been a good support, even though it's hard to open up. I'm not sure how much she understands, but she's been patient. We talked a lot about boundaries, about how I need to find a way to define my life without my mom, at least for now. It doesn't feel right, but maybe it's what I need to do to move forward. My counselor also talked about how I need to focus on myself, about how I can't rely on others to fix my problems. I need to learn how to be okay with myself, whether my mom is a part of my life or not. She said I might never fully understand my mom's choices, but I have to stop letting them control my happiness. It makes sense, but it's so hard. How can I just stop caring about her? How can I stop wanting things to go back to the way they were when I still love her so much? Then something happened that really made me question everything. I was talking to my uncle about it. He's the one I've always been able to rely on when things get tough. He's my favorite uncle. He's gay. And he's always been so understanding. He listened. And then he did something I didn't expect. He told me that he didn't think I should keep pushing myself into a relationship with my mom that was hurting me. He said I deserved to be happy, and that I shouldn't have to keep putting myself in situations where I was constantly left feeling unimportant. He made me realize something I'd been avoiding maybe. Just maybe. I need to take a step back from trying to fix things with her. Maybe I need to focus on myself, on finding peace within myself before I can ever have a real relationship with her again. It's painful to think about, but maybe I need to let her live her life, and I need to figure out how to live mine. That's when I started to wonder if my mom even truly understood what she was doing. I mean, I get that she's happy, and I'm happy for her. She deserves happiness. But it feels like she's abandoned me in the process. She has her new life, and I have this mess. She's not the mom I used to know, and I'm not sure who she is anymore. It's been weeks now since I last saw her, and I still don't know what to think. She's been texting me, but it feels like nothing more than a routine. Like she's checking in on me because she feels obligated, not because she actually wants to know how I'm doing. I haven't responded much, because every time I do, it just feels like I'm forcing something that isn't there anymore. The other day, she called me. I didn't pick up at first. I was scared. What would I even say? But I eventually did answer, out of curiosity, hoping maybe something would change. She said she wanted to come over and see me, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't sure I was ready to face her again. Not after everything that's happened. I told her I was going to spend the weekend with my uncle's family, and she didn't push it. But the next day, my dad told me she'd called him, asking about me, trying to get me to go to Victoria. He said it was my choice, but I felt like I didn't have a choice. I ended up going, mostly because I didn't know what else to do. When I got there, everything felt like it always had, only different. Her new house was beautiful, but it didn't feel like home. It was just another place, a place where I wasn't sure if I belonged anymore. My mom wasn't home when I arrived. She and her fiancé had gone out, but they weren't in a rush to come back. I sat in the living room, waiting, feeling so out of place. She finally came home, and when she saw me, she gave me an awkward hug. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the hug. I remembered the one that made me feel safe and loved. We talked a little, but not about anything that mattered. We talked about the wedding, about how things were going with her fiancé, but I didn't ask her how she was really feeling, and she didn't ask me either. It was as if we were both pretending everything was okay when it wasn't. I spent the next few days just floating around, not really connecting with anyone. I spent time with her fiancé's parents. They were sweet and kind, but it didn't feel like family. My mom was busy, and I was left on my own, trying to find some kind of connection with people who weren't even really mine. I tried to talk to her a few times, but every time I did, it felt like we were having the same conversation we always have. She talks about how happy she is, how things are going well with her fiancé, and how she's moving on from her old life. And all I can think is, what about me? Where do I fit into all of this? It's hard to accept, but I'm starting to realize that maybe I don't fit in her life the way I used to. Maybe I never will again. Maybe this is the new reality, and I have to find a way to live with it. When I got home, I realized something. I've been holding on to a version of my mom that doesn't exist anymore. She's not the same person she was when we lived together, and maybe that's okay. But I need to stop waiting for her to change back, for her to be the mom I remember, because that mom is gone. And the reality is, I need to learn how to live without her, at least for now. I don't know if things will ever be the same between us, but I do know that I can't keep living in the past. I need to focus on my future, on my own happiness, and maybe one day I'll be able to have a relationship with her again. But for now, I'm going to focus on myself. I can't keep waiting for her to come back because she might never do that. So I guess I'm learning to let go. It's hard, but I'm trying.